Everybody, it's Chris with the Droning Company here with Paul Mullen from Draganfly. He's the COO. Paul, you got this big guy over here. You got this hoss of a drone right here. These are impressive platforms. Can you tell me a little bit about what these drones do and what they're most often used for?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Chris, for chatting today. So this is the Commander 3 XL drone. It's actually the third in our series of the Commander series, dating back almost a decade in development. Draganfly Innovations has been in the market now for almost 24 years as a drone manufacturer and integrator. This particular drone is one that we're really excited about. We've really focused on developing modular platforms that can enable users to really quickly integrate any payload that they need for their use case and swap between them quickly as well so that they can maximize the utility of their platform.
Okay, that's very cool. Now, in terms of payload,
yep.
So I see here we have a Sony Alpha camera on the bottom. What else can you attach to this thing?
Yeah, we've carried many different things. We have a delivery box that enables automated delivery. We have a payload winch as well that enables a user to winch down a payload to someone if they can't necessarily fly near them. We carry a LiDAR system on it. The aircraft can actually carry up to about 26 pounds and stay under the 55-pound weight limit.
Wow. Okay.
And what we really focused on doing was integrating, right here we have a universal payload mount system to make the quick exchange of payloads easy for any of our users that are flying multiple sensors.
That's very cool. And I'm really impressed because you look at this drone and it's very, for lack of a better term, imposing. It's a big piece of technology. And you're saying that it can handle up to a 26-pound payload and still be under the 55-pound threshold.
Yes.
That is absolutely incredible to me. Now, in terms of flight efficiency, how long of a flight time can you expect with this? And what applications is it best suited for? I know the answer is probably just about anything, but which ones do you see most often?
Yeah, most often, and where we see the most interest, so in terms of endurance, we're looking at 30 to 50 minutes,
wow, okay.
Depending on payload. And really, we're looking at both the wildfire monitoring space, so we're looking at environmental monitoring, as well as drone as a first responder, so public safety. The other use cases that we're really seeing a lot of interest on is industry, looking at inspections, whether that's to create digital twins or to look at infrastructure for the purpose of modeling and doing near real-time inspections of key infrastructure.
Sure, absolutely. I could definitely see that application being very common with this drone. Now, we talk about endurance in terms of flight time. What about conditions? If you're talking about like fire site surveillance, what can this handle in terms of external factors like temperature, for instance?
Yeah, we've got some additional testing to do, but in terms of right now, we're looking at an IP43 rating.
Okay.
We're going to seek higher IP ratings as we bring this into further iterations and further generations. So those are all things that specifically as we get use cases and customers that are coming to us to integrate for specific scenarios, we're building and adopting the situation or the drone for their use case.
That's
a really good example of that is a feature we have here is retractable landing gear, which is fantastic for certain photography or surveying scenarios. It might not be a great fit for others. So we have actually several options of configuration that are available with this particular unit.
Now, what would the landing gear be considered? Is this retractable or is
this is retractable?
Okay, excellent. And does it automatically just on launch it retracts?
On launch it retracts.
That's very, very cool. Now, in terms of from setup to breakdown, taking out the flight time, how long does it take to set this thing up, break it down again?
We're 3 to 5 minutes.
That's
3
really
to 5 minutes,
impressive.
yeah. And to walk you through it, I won't get into everything, but these arms, the boom's quick detach.
Okay.
The undercarriage folds in. The payload is quick detachable. So you're really looking at a Pelican case, a backpack, and we're able to break it out, bring it all together, or detach it and fold it back up in 3 to 5 minutes.
That's really, so far this drone's blown me away. Between the flight time, between the payload, between the time to set it up, break it down, this is like an all-in-one solution, sort of.
That's exactly what we were going for. We've got a long track record of custom integrations, and especially as we see more adoption in the industry, it was really apparent to us that our customers weren't necessarily asking for an aircraft with specific flight characteristics. They were asking for an end user integrated solution, a more downstream solution. So we really focused on gathering feedback from the tens of thousands of drones that we've sold over those 2 decades, and trying to identify what would be most meaningful from a user perspective. Right down to the controller, the interface that we work with, really making sure that every touch point, beyond just the drone flying is, really tailored to the best possible user experience.
That's fantastic. Now I've got two more items. First one's a question. My question to you is, if somebody came to you and said, Paul, I want to become a commercial remote pilot. I don't know where to get started. Can you help me out? What would be the first and best piece of advice you could give to them?
Yeah, I would certainly suggest that they look at all of the various resources available. There's just a fantastic community of pilots. There's also a fantastic and diverse array of training solutions available. Draganfly as well provides several training solutions for 107 certification, as well as industry-specific use case training, whether it's flying LiDAR or surveying or really any sort of training possible. It's been something that we've been providing for more than a decade now.
That's excellent advice. Last thing, people want to learn more about Draganfly, your solutions, your platforms. Where can they find you? Social media, website?
All three. Draganfly.com is the best spot, and within that you can link to our Instagram, you can link to our LinkedIn. We really encourage people to reach out to us. We have a great relationship with the community, and we really value the community's feedback and any dialogue we have with them. So really encourage everyone to reach out and chat with us anytime.
Excellent. Hey, Paul, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey,
have a great day.
You too.
The Droning Company is a job agency for drone pilots which also incorporates a high-end magazine about the industry. So people search this when they're looking for a drone pilot. They talk to the pilot directly, but either via email or phone. We're not involved, we don't take commissions. Never have, never will.